Good morning, good afternoon. It's your man Earl. Episode 114. Today is Monday, April 24th, 2023. And as usual, we are reading 50 books for the year. This book is we are in the shortest investment book ever, Wall Street Secrets for Every Day, making every dollar count. Whose dollar? Your dollar. We're just about halfway through this book, and today's subject matter is 1053 Common Investment Rules. 1053 Common Investment Rules. And as usual, these are general rules, general numbers that you look for, especially for the new and beginning investor. All right. Once again, today's subject matter 1053 General Rules for the common or the up and coming or beginning investor. Scriptures on you, CEO.
Ecclesiastes 11:2. Try to succeed by doing many things. After all, you don't know what great trouble might come on the land.
Okay. That is Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 2. Your Bible might say, spread your wealth overseas. Or a different version might say something like, put your money in multiple places because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay? All those versions are valid, especially for today. Why? Because we're looking at the rules of investment. Common averages for investment. Common rules of thumb, if you will. Okay? So these are not specifics. These are not exacts. These are things that the new investor, the common investor, the beginning investor needs to be aware of so you can begin to put together your portfolio for your future. Okay? What are they? 1053. Okay? Over periods of time, 5 to 10 years, you should be looking for a 10% guarantee. Excuse me, a 10% return. Okay, I'm going to say it again. The first rule of thumb is the 1053. So when you put your money in the market, 3 to 5 to 10 years, you should be looking for an average of 10% return on your money. Now, what does that do? That means over a period of 7 years, your money will double. The value of what you have should double. All right? That's an average rule of investment in the market, stock market, if you will. Okay? What's 5? 5% if you're going to put your money in bonds. Okay? And bonds are basically you loaning money to corporations. You can get bonds for $1,000, $10,000, $25,000, $100,000, $500,000, $1,000,000, and the numbers go up from there. So, if you're going to do bonds, general rule of thumb, you should look for minimum return on a bond 5%. Okay? What's the 3%? Your cash. All right? If you've got your cash sitting somewhere, and I know it's rough now because the market and banks are just ridiculously doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Or, let me say it like this, banks are pushing the envelope to the point where they're closing and they're collapsing. Nevertheless, if you have cash, you should be looking at a 3% annual return on your cash. Now, these are just general rules of thumb. These are not averages. These are not guarantees. This is not something that happens all the time. This is for the new investor, the beginning investor who is trying to get their mind around putting their money to work. 1053, general rules of investing. general rules of investing. 10.5.3. Now, you can't control inflation. Okay. Do the best you can with reducing your tax liability, and do the best you can reducing fees. All right. You're always going to have some level of inflation. You're always going to have some tax liability, and you're always going to have to contend with fees. All right. But on average, look for 10% return in the markets. Look for 5% return off of bonds. Look for 3% return off of your cash. Now, these are just generalities. These are just generalities. These are not guarantees, once again, and I'm being redundant on purpose. All right? Because you can't control what? Presidential elections. You can't control so-called recessions. You can't control if there's assassination attempts. You can't control if there are terrorist attacks. And so these are why you have to have a baseline of understanding, and so you don't lose your cool when the market goes up and down. All right? You don't lose your cool when the market goes up and down. All right? And remember, you are not saving for retirement. You are investing for retirement. I'm going to say it again. You are not saving for retirement. You are investing for your retirement. Okay? Don't get overwhelmed because there's choices out here. I'll say it again. Don't get overwhelmed because there's so many choices out here. Stocks, bonds, companies, NASDAQ, S&P. All right? You start to look at what you want to get involved in. That's why we spent the first 3 months of this year talking about what's your plan. What do you like? Some people are energies people. Some people are real estate people. Some people are tech people. Some people are oil and energy people. I mean, you figure out what you like, and then you start to read the research and start investing in those things. And you take these rules of thumb and you apply them to these industries. Okay? You apply them to these industries. All right? Quick flash point. If you are a career person, all right, do not neglect your employee plan. I've heard from some of our followers and subscribers that some employee plans offer 2-for-1. So whatever, if you put $2 in your 401k or your company investment plan, then they'll give you one. And you cannot beat that. You cannot beat 2-for-1. So don't neglect your employee investment plan. All right? Don't get caught off guard with all these sophistications of investments. Pick your 3 or 4 and stick with it. I'm going to say it again. Pick your 3 or 4 and stick with it. All right? If it's real estate, if it's stock, if it's tech, if it's emerging markets, if it's crypto, whatever it is, you pick your 3 or 4 and you stick with it. Don't get overwhelmed by all the sophistication in investing. Okay? Trying to think what else. Balanced portfolio. Of course, we talked about that yesterday. Don't get overwhelmed. I just said that. Don't get sucked into international and global markets yet until you understand what you're doing here stateside. I'm trying to make sure I cover everything today. Okay. I'm not going to talk about percentages yet. Looks like we've covered it. 10.5.3, covered it. Long-term investing, covered it. Yeah, I think we've done good for the day, gentlemen and ladies. All right, we're done for the day. Guess what? 10.5.3. I'm going to say it again. 10% general markets, stock market, 5% on your bonds, 3% on your cash. Pick your 3 or 4 industries, do the research, and start making your money work for you. God bless, God keep you. Once again, what is it? What episode is it? 114. In the bag, April 24th, 2023. Put your money in multiple places because you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. God bless you. God keep you. I'm out. Peace.